Aries, welcome to your reading for the week of June 20th to June 26th, 2022. This is a general reading, so feel free to take whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To uncover more about your week, take a look at readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. For those wanting even more clarity, I've posted a pick a card video that provides answers to whatever question you may have in terms of yes, no, timing, or even finding the reason why. On June 21st, there is the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, respectively, due to the sun being directly above the furthest points north and south of the equator. Solstice is derived from Latin and references the sun's apparent stoppage or standing still. This reading explores those themes. In the first column, over here, we look at what appears to be stopping or standing still. You have fork in the road. Six of Swords, Hierophant, Five of Wands. In this second column, we look at what is reaching its furthest point this week. You have Water Spirit, Manifesting Dreams. You have the Magician, Four of Swords, and Queen of Swords. In this third column, we see how your energy is impacted by the solstice. You have this Locked Away card. You have Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Devil card. So we have a lot to unpack here. In terms of this fork in the road, indicates a sense of indecision and not really knowing what direction to go, kind of getting the vibe of the Two of Swords. Here you have the Six of Swords, and this indicates a transition, being between two shores, and it's also kind of indicates that concept of fork in the road. There is a sense of healing that's going on here, and smoother waters ahead. There may be some more of it seems like a mental process, like wrapping your head around the situation. You also have the Five of Wands, which is a card of like conflicting ideas and desires. It can be between you and another person or multiple people. This card in this deck kind of indicates within yourself having some conflicting ideas and trying to get to a point where you are kind of in line and in tune with yourself. With the Hierophant here, it's a sense of either needing some direction from like a mentor, someone who's kind of been there before, someone who has an understanding of what it is you're trying to accomplish. And this might be that you need to talk to a counselor or a spiritual advisor, or even just kind of tune in with yourself and connect to your higher self. But basically it seems that what appears to be coming to a standstill is not necessarily this transition. It looks like there's still some concepts of being, locked away, but more the fork in the road, the standstill, is you needing to be in the present moment and kind of recognizing what choices you have, and that this is the choice that you have to make. You have to choose your own path. The Hierophant is also kind of an indication of like a bridge. The Hierophant helps people who want to pursue that higher power, that higher knowledge, see certain signs and be able to kind of connect the dots with those signs and take the steps to go down a certain path. So this might not be a spiritual path in particular, but at this point it seems that you need to kind of be in present time and kind of make a decision that you need to make, and kind of answer honestly from the heart, and kind of see where that goes. So let's take a look at the Six of Swords over here. You have the Six of Cups, and sixes are about balance and harmony. Six of Cups kind of indicates fond memories of the past, nostalgia. For some of you, it could be that there is something you're moving away from. Maybe mentally you're moving away from it, but emotionally you're still kind of attached to it. So the fork in the road may be that kind of splitting of those two concepts. And if you have kind of if you're not aligned here, then the Five of Wands kind of makes sense in terms of that internal conflict of your priorities. So let's take a look at the Five of Wands. You have the Seven of Pentacles, and this is a card of having invested in something and having a certain expectation about how it would turn out, at least based on how much you've invested into it and what your expectations were for this kind of point in time, and really reconsidering whether or not it's worth investing. But then looking, it's like a catch-22. It's like the more you think of how much you have invested in something, then you feel like you need to just go ahead and invest more, and it'll turn out the way you want it to. However, that's kind of not usually how it goes. It's almost just kind of, what is it called? There's some phrase where it's just like throwing good after the bad, or bad after the good, or kind of just increasing a debt that might never be paid there. So take a look here at the Hierophant with what that kind of like lesson is trying to teach you or relay about this fork in the road. You have the Justice card. So it's kind of a sense of cause and effect, moral karma, balance, and to some degree it seems that These cards here are kind of saying you need to get in touch with yourself, kind of being in present time and being honest with yourself, and kind of just checking out what you have. It's almost like the Judgment card, what you have contributed to the situation, and kind of recognizing the investments that you've made, what your expectations were, why you had those expectations, and also just recognizing that like have faith in yourself, that the universe will balance out the way it needs to balance out, but for you it's really a concept of you needing to be in harmony with yourself and kind of accept whatever happened in the past. Maybe you went against your own best interests. Maybe you denied your own truth, and it's time to kind of connect with your higher self and get back to your truth and connect to what is for your best and highest good. So here, this week, your manifesting dreams is reaching its furthest point. And you have the Magician here, which is all about manifestation. It's about having confidence, being aware of your environment, and tapping into those skills and talents that you have, the resources that are available to you in order to manifest what you want into reality. So usually the Magician is surrounded by the 4 elements to kind of help manifest. You have swords here, and in this card there is depicted here water and looks like a forest, so to some degree, element of earth, and even fire, since you can break off those branches, all these branches here too, to make wands. So here it's a sense of possibly needing to you're kind of prepared in the mental sense with this Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is kind of like the minor arcana version of Justice. With the 4 of Swords, it indicates a sense of needing to withdraw, get some rest, clear your mind. It could be once you do this, you'll start tapping into the element of water for this water spirit. So let's take a look at the 4 of Swords. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So definitely taking some time to withdraw, possibly after, maybe even before you get this balance. Maybe this withdrawal will help you achieve that balance, but it'll give you a sense of clarity and ability to take whatever opportunities that are available to manifest something into existence, whether it is a job, a place to live, investing in something financially. So let's see where this Queen of Swords comes in. It's a sense of using reason, logic, clear-headedness, and compassion to make certain decisions. Interesting, you have the 7 of Swords. And this is kind of it's typically the liar, stealer, cheater type of card. It also can be a sense of imposter syndrome, but here it seems that you're kind of poised to spot the fakers, and if it has to do with imposter syndrome, then Queen of Swords is all about having life experience to be in a place where they can trust their sharp mind and their ability to analyze the facts quickly. But to some degree, if you are not in a place of being clear-minded, it might be that you are going to kind of deceive yourself. So really being in this place of balance and kind of clearing your mind seems to be key, or at least getting a refresher, taking a nap, power nap. So here we have the Magician and the World card. So definitely the ability to accomplish your goals, to start something new, and have a broader view of your place in the world. So that seems to be reaching its furthest point this week, but definitely the center of it is your ability to get refreshed. Here, this third column, how the solstice is going to impact your energy. You have this locked away card. This is a card indicating that you may be hiding something from others, maybe even yourself, and it's kind of you might even think it is for the best, but with this Devil card, there is some type of incentive, some temptation that is not for your best and highest good, that is kind of involved in whatever it is that you're locking away and keeping hidden. And really, the hiding a part of who you are is it's denying who you are to yourself and denying who you are to the world. And it kind of calls for self-love and self-care. So with the Nine of Swords, this is a card of like fear and anxiety, possibly trying to solve problems that are unsolvable the way that you've been approaching them, or thinking about a problem in a way that is limiting, like a negative thinking pattern. So with the Nine of Pentacles, this is a card of having accomplished, being confident, putting in that work and enjoying the rewards of it. So here it's almost indicating that you can accomplish a lot, you can manifest what you want, but to some degree it might feel like a hollow victory or hollow accomplishment if you are hiding some aspect of yourself and not allowing yourself to reach the pinnacle of potential here. So let's take a look at the Devil card. You have the Page of Pentacles. So here it's a sense of value, possibly self-value, that really you should be appreciating, looking at yourself with a sense of wonder and potential and possibilities, and learning more about who you are. And so I think this fork in the road over here is definitely calling for you to be in the present, to get this sense of balance, possibly a balance in the sense of not having a true reflection of yourself, like seeing yourself in a way that does not reflect reality. So over here, this could be a sense of that imposter syndrome, but you have the ability to accomplish things. You have that ability to see clearly. Possibly when you are dealing with if there's been some kind of conflict, some kind of upset, loss, disappointment, you really need to get this time for yourself to recharge, or it might just kind of be that you're just frazzled and trying to solve way too much when you don't have the mental capacity to do that. So let's take a look at the Nine of Swords here. You have the Four of Cups, and that is a card for kind of not being able to be aware of your environment, really looking at kind of possibly like looking at certain emotions or expectations that weren't met, possibly in connection to this Seven of Pentacles, and not recognizing that there are a lot of things to be grateful for and to appreciate, not only in your environment but about yourself. This also is a card of introspection and meditation, getting some time to connect to yourself, to your higher self even. So with the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups, fours are a need for, or it's about stability and foundation. So here it seems that Spirit is really wanting you to get back in balance, get back to a stable place so that you can really manifest your dreams. Let's take a look at the Nine of Pentacles here. You have another page. You have the Page of Cups, and this is about being able to see the world, through the eyes of a child, being able to see the imagination, potential, the sense of wonder, kind of eager to get out there and play. Unlike the Four of Cups, that is kind of, butthurt, possibly because no one wants to play with them. Page of Cups doesn't care if anyone wants to play with them. They will go out into the world and have their imagination will provide all the entertainment. Their creativity will provide all the entertainment that they need. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.